What's up, guys? Today is not so much of a how-to video, it's more of a overview video because I didn't have time to do this myself. I actually hired somebody to do it. But what you're looking at here is a triple Aquastat. And this one happens to be from probably the 70s or the 60s. How do I know that? Because it's got the red board and the newer ones have the green board. So I figured I would make a video and let you guys know if you're having a problem. Like when I first moved in here, you know, I rewired everything, got everything set up, and over the years I had to replace the coil, and that was just a few years ago. And then the other night I start losing hot water, and I come down and I looked at the gauge, and it was like down to 140. So what you got over here, you got a diff which is, you know, turned off, and then you got the low side which is set at 160, and then the high side which is set at 180. You don't want to go past 190 because if you go to 200, then your boiler starts creating steam. Not good. So I come down and, you know, it was down to 140, and I thought, okay, what's going on? So I turned it up, and, you know, nothing. And over here, this is a relay, and all it is a coil and a magnet. When you apply electricity, you know, it goes off and on. This is a step-down transformer for the thermostat. So over here you have your line, which comes from your breaker box. So you have a black and a neutral. So the black is hot, then you got your neutral. Over here you have TT. Well, that goes to your thermostat. And then down here you have burner. So this comes up from the gun, and then B1 would be black, B2 would be neutral, and then you have from your circulating pump, you have another, I used 12-2 Romex, so the black would be C1 and then C2 for neutral. So B is burner, C is circulating pump, T is thermostat. And on this one, which I believe on the newer ones, because back in the 90s when I was at my other place, I had somebody come in, and to replace this along with the labor, it was $275. And to my surprise, when I called my local supplier, these things are $350. And then when, you know, I called to find the price out, because I just didn't have the time to do this. We're in the middle of winter, you know, I have some other stuff I had to do. The guy said, yeah, it's going to be like $535, because he was tacking on another $100 because he was going to go and get it, and then, you know, 85 bucks an hour. So you're looking at $535, you know, to install this, which is freaking crazy. Because I'm not saying anything about the labor, but what I am saying about is the price that this went up to, because you figure the 90s was $275 to get it installed, and now they want, you know, even on Amazon, $339.99. So that's fucking nuts. But if we turn this around and we look, this part here is just a copper piece that it goes into the well of the burner, and it senses when the water is too cold, it will kick the furnace on. When it's reaches temp, and that would be going back here to your high, when it reached 180, it will shut off. So this was acting kind of funny. Like I said, it wasn't working right. Now with this here, I took it apart. All you do is bend the tabs out. And with that was another thing I wanted to mention. Honeywell no longer makes these. So when you're looking on Amazon or Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever, and they're showing Honeywell, Honeywell is not the company that's making them. So be aware that there's no customer support for these. It's Amazon. It's a company that starts with R, Restario or something like that. I don't know, but a lot of bad reviews on Amazon. And if we turn this around, this one doesn't have it, but what it does have is the very old time. Like the other one has like a PCB board where the traces are running. A lot of people are saying that they had no solder on the joints and this and that, and I can't give you an example of that here, but you know, be aware if you're ordering one from Amazon or even Home Depot, because my local supplier, he had some of they're not Honeywell, they're the R, whatever the hell the R company is making them. They're coming without solder joints and cold solder joints and shit like that. And you know, it's the middle of winter here. It's cold, so you don't want to be without heat, because if this goes out, you're not only going to be without hot water, you're going to be without heat. So this one here, anyway, what I wanted to say is you can take the contacts and file them, because this just, you could see that just pushes up and down when it's the relay. So you got a coil, magnet, electricity, and then when that contact, that pushes these two, I don't know if you can really see that there, but it pushes these copper contacts together, so you'd be able to get away with filing them and doing that with that. But instead I opted to do away with the Aquastat, and what I did do is go with a HydroStat, and what I got was the model 3250 Plus. What I don't like about this one is it's more computerized bullshit, cheaper relays, and we'll take a look at it and explain. Okay, so here's the HydroStat, and that's what it looks like. It has a digital display, so right now the water temperature is at 160. This will be kicking on, and it's going to make a lot of noise. I'm going to bring the light up to get a better look at it so we can see. But we got our thermostat wire coming in here, and that you can see has TT, and then if we look here, we got the transformer, and then to the right of that you can see two relays here, and I'm pretty sure this little one is a relay, which, you know, these are kind of crappy. They're, you know, junk. And then behind the thermostat wire you can see there is a resistor there, and then you got a little capacitor here, electrolytic, and then over here this wire is the sensor probe. Like I showed you, that copper will, this wire follows down. There's a hole right in the center where I'm pointing here, and it just slides into the well of the furnace. And then underneath here, if we pan down to the little bit, there's a screw here, the same as the Honeywell, and you just tighten that up, and it secures the box to that well. And then you have L1, L2, which is your line. Then you have C2, C1. So right in this area here is coming from the breaker box, then your circulating pump. And then over here you have B1 and B2, which if you look at this wire and we pan down, you can see this is the wire that goes down to the gun. So basically it's the same type of thing, only more fancy. The other thing you can see here is you have your temperature, your high and low settings, and then you have your diff setting, which will be turned off the same as that. There is a switch up here. This, I just had them set it not on the eco, it's standard. So it's, you know, basically the standard mode, no eco, nothing like that. And it's what he recommended, instead of spending, you know, Honeywell, well, not Honeywell, but whoever took the Honeywell over, he recommended this one instead. And if you think about it, It's better, but it's still not, you know, built as good as what they did in the past. So it's something that I figured I'd share with you guys in case you run into it where you're getting heat, but you don't have hot water. This is your culprit right here. This is the brain of the whole thing. Okay, so right here, this lower one, if we turn this, it's going to be off, and then you're going to see off, low, and then 1. That indicates zone 1. So I only have one zone here. This is the low. And then if we turn this, you could see we're going to set that at 160. And then the high, you could see that's going to be set at 180. And pretty much that's all there is to it. That'll go back. That's right now telling you the water temperature of 157 degrees. So these potentiometers are very, very sensitive. And then all you do is close this up, put a screw in. There is some lights. I don't know if we can scoot up there higher, but you can kind of see, there's lights there. And that's for a low water level. If you do a search on this unit, you'll find a lot more information out. But that is the basic, what do you want to call it, function of this, and how to convert an Aquastat to a HydroStat.